In this video, I'm looking at Kobold Press's Labyrinth Kickstarter. This includes the Labyrinth World Book and the Labyrinth Adventures. They have released a preview. Looks something like this. And so, let's see what it's offering. It's the web connecting your favourite 5th edition and Tales of the Valiant campaign settings and homebrew worlds together. It's a toolbox containing the building blocks for homebrews to tell cosmic saga of creation and the corrupting void. So like 5e has quests from the Infinite Staircase, Journey to Through, the Radiant Citadel, the City of Doors. This is like the tie-in. The Labyrinth contains many worlds, 10,000 worlds. The Labyrinth is only the pathway to the worlds. So this world book presents people, places, creatures and adventure ideas. Factions that hasten demise. The Labyrinth is a realm at war. Factions fight. Heroes must take the fight to the world between worlds. This is the great chantry of the Void Mother extract, a clerical order devoted to the void and the gods of its dark pantheon. The void is a plane of ever-hungering nothingness that actively expands and unmakes the universe through cracks in the world. Its servants seek to create and expand those cracks. Bad guys. Right, the goals. A clerical order devoted to the void seems a contradiction, but the great chantry of the Void Mother worships the void with intense fervour and is granted divine power from the darkest side. Members of the great chantry of the Void Mother belong to two sects, the Scribes of the Black Star and the Sisterhood of Outer Darkness. The smaller group, the Black Star ones, are a tiny sect of Satire and humans who visit the roots of Nidhogg and transcribe the serpent worm's terrifying proclamations onto void speech scrolls. Void speech is like deep speech, but it's the Kobold Press version. So some of this book will point to the Creature Codex or the Tome of Beasts. Kobold Press are really strong as third-party D&D 5e makers, and don't let the fact that it's got an awful name, Tales of the Valiant, put you off. There's some great additions. And it slots into 5e. Void Angels, a withered and colourless humanoid form, hovers on contorted, broken angelic wings with tattered feathers. Fallen Heralds. The first Void Angels were righteous warriors of the celestial realms. I get that. Fallen Angels. Got you. The vast majority of Void Angels were once divas. Okay. A Void Angel looks damn cool. CR 8, 155 health. Now, they don't do the brackets and it's the average, and that's just it. 155 health. Up to you what you do about that. Their immunities, angelic resilience. The Void Angel is resistant to radiant damage and to bludgeoning, piercing and slashing from non-magical attacks. It is immune to exhaustion and charmed and frightened conditions. Has telepathy, I noticed. Fly, I suppose? Yep, fly 90 feet. 90. The Void Angel can pinpoint the location of its enemies, by which I mean celestials there, aberrations, fiends and undead, and it knows if a place or object it can sense is consecrated or desecrated. The weapon attacks are magical. It does 3d8 necrotic extra included in the attack stat. Immortal nature, doesn't need to eat, drink or sleep. Has advantage and the usual magical resistance, yeah. The Void Angel makes 3 greatsword attacks. It can replace an attack with a chain attack. Right, greatsword. Plus 7, 11 slashing, plus the 13 necrotic. Chain, plus 7, 8 bludgeoning, plus 13 necrotic. And you grappled because it's a chain. Soul Siphon. A creature within 5 feet makes a DC 15 con save. A creature restrained by the chain attack has disadvantage on this save. 36 average necrotic and suffers 1 level of Void Taint. The GM can substitute 1 level of exhaustion if necessary. Maybe we'll find what Void Taint is, or maybe we won't. The target takes half as much damage and doesn't suffer Void Taint if it rolls a successful save. The Void Angel then regains HP equal to half the necrotic dealt. Bonus action change shape, can turn into a smaller beast or humanoid, but not of a stronger CR. Yeah, reaction, blasphemous word. When the angel is hit by a weapon or spell, it can utter a word, a dark word of void speech. If it can be heard, it takes necrotic damage equal to the amount of damage dealt by the triggering attack. Blasts it back at you with a word. Then we're talking about a Bastion in the Astral Sea, a Darrow Shadow Anti-Paladin, Void Eaters. This is what I like about it, the Kobold Press stuff. My players are like, the what now? I don't know those stats. So basically we're getting some details of big NPCs in the lore of the Labyrinth. Great Chantry adventure hooks. An elderly scribe sends the PCs into the jungles of the Dreamers Islands to gather rare plants needed to make special inks. The scribe has a small black star tattooed on his wrist. Yeah, I like tables like that. Inspiration tables. Great Chantry members. Okay, more art. Look at that knoll. Embrace the Void's power. We have a wizard subclass, the Void Caster, dedicated to unlocking the dark mysteries of Void speech. Void Affinity, Tainted Spell, Rebuke from Beyond, Dark Exchange, Manifest Void. Third level, Void Affinity. You can speak and understand the Void speech language. If you already chose Void speech as a known language during character creation, you can choose a different esoteric language you've learned, like Abyssal, Celestial, or Infernal. You gain Dark Vision to a 60 feet. You have advantage on saves made to resist getting exhausted. And Void Terrain, Tainted Spell. The circle is like spell slot. So when you cast a spell of first level or higher, not a spell that targets an area like Fireball, you can utter a few words of Void speech to taint this spell. You can make it corrupt. The target has advantage on saves made to resist it. Disorient. The target has disadvantage on the next attack roll or ability it makes before the end of its turn. Weaken. Makes it vulnerable to necrotic. And you can do that a certain amount of times. 7th level. When you take damage from a creature you can see within 60 feet, you can use your reaction to say Void Speech, and that thing takes necrotic damage equal to half of your wizard level plus your intelligence modifier, which as a wizard I imagine will be quite high. Dark Exchange. Sacrifice your life to the hungering void in exchange for great power. When a creature you see takes damage from a spell you cast, you can inflict additional harm. Roll a number of your unspent hit die to an amount equal to your proficiency bonus, and that creature takes that much extra damage. Manifest Void. Cloak yourself in Void. Lasts a minute or till you become unconscious, and you are immune to necrotic damage. Magic items. Empyrean Halo. This helmet is set with bands of bright mithril. It generates a solid black disc like halo around your head. While wearing it, you gain +1 to AC. You're resistant to fire damage and to radiant damage. Shield of Annihilation. This entirely black shield looks like a hole in reality. No light that touches it seems to escape. When a creature attacks you with a weapon while you are wielding this shield, you can use a reaction to intercept the attack. It's a dex save of 15 or its weapon hits the shield and is subjected to the shield's magic. As an action, you can deliberately touch the shield to a non-magical object to destroy it. A newly found Shield of Annihilation already has 1d6 cubic feet of non-magical material in it. Staff of the Void, an ironwood staff, cracked and gnarled with lines of purple that seems to move through the wood, resistant to psychic damage. While holding the staff, expend a charge to cast Maddening Whispers, Nether Weapon, Void Rift, or Void Strike. You can cast the Words of Misfortune cantrip without expending a charge. We have some spells here. Crushing Curse. Speak a word of Void Speech towards a creature that can hear you. Wisdom save or take a d6 psychic damage and be deafened for 1 minute. Destructive Resonance. You shout a scathing string of Void Speech, and each creature within 15 foot cone does a wisdom save and takes 4d6 psychic. You get the idea. Void Rift. You speak Void Speech. They make a strength save, or they're pulled towards the rift. Take 5d10 necrotic damage. A creature reduced to 0 is torn from reality. Void Strike. With a short phrase of Void Speech, make a ranged spell attack. In darkness, you have an advantage on the attack. It takes 4d8 necrotic damage and is frightened of you till the next turn. And there we have it. That is the preview. Live on Kickstarter September 23rd to October 22nd. You know, I use my alternate monsters from these guys, and I did jump on board Valiant, and I'm taking lots of great things from it.